Everyone's having a good Tuesday morning and ready to learn. This one's actually be pretty brief. This is going to be going over showing time and how it can benefit you and your business and where to access it and a brief overview of the dashboard and the features it has. So if you don't know what showing time is essentially a showing desk concierge service. I guess I would best describe it as in a sentence. And what that means is it's a service that's provided from Flex MLS that allows you to set up a concierge for your listings. And what I mean by that is if there's ever a point in time where you're out or you don't have service and you missed a call or a text about showing one of your listings, then this is probably a solution for that, because what it is once you set it up, I would best describe this in a scenario. So once you set it up, an agent would call the number or schedule an appointment online, depending on how you set it up, through your listing, and it takes them to a real life person over the phone who then talks to them and lets them know what time the agent would like to, or what time the agent would like to see the property. Say, example, 1 p.m. this afternoon. That concierge person would then go ahead and reach out to your client, whichever way they prefer, via text, call, or email, and confirm with them if it's okay. Then they would get back to that agent and confirm it with them. So all that middleman conversation has been taken off your plate and has been given to the concierge service. Now, in the meantime, you will be notified of everything taking place depending on how you set up your profile, which we'll get into right here. So you would imagine this is an extremely beneficial tool for you and your business in terms of streamlining your systems and getting it all arranged. That's just like one of the major benefits for showing time. Showing desk concierge, and I'll show you how to access that right now. In order to access it, you have to log into your Flex MLS. And at the top left, you're going to see the option right here that says menu with the 3 lines. Scroll down, and under their other products, you'll see showing time right here, right underneath RPR. So you're just going to click that. Now, if it's your first time, it might ask you to log in some extra credentials, but maybe not. It might automatically pull information from the MLS since it's provided from there. But this is your dashboard. So as you see here, it has a quick overview of your profile. If you have any unread conversations, any showings that you have requested that are scheduled, any showings that are scheduled for your properties and your listings, and feedbacks requests. And we're going to get all into that here right away. So again, as with always, we're going to want to come and go to the first thing that we do is edit our profile, because here's actually going to be a lot of beneficial and important information in order to properly use the showing time system. So as you see here, we just have the basic information at the top, my mobile number, text message, things like that. You see that the service level is showing time for the MLS, which is just what you need for all this. But if you do want to upgrade, you can contact them to see what that's all about. Date, join, and PIN numbers and all that. But anyways, you have your login information. And what I want to get down here is the listing agent showing preferences. This is going to be an important part. So here at the top, you're going to see that, do you allow agents to request appointments online? Yes or no. What that means is exactly what it sounds. If you want them to be able to do it without talking to a person or the showing desk concierge. Now, this is going to vary person by person, but I would highly recommend that you say no and just have it talk to the concierge, because if you have important information that needs to be talked to the agent about your listing, like maybe, hey, there's a couple dogs in the backyard, don't go in the backyard. You probably want a real person to tell someone that, because if someone just reads that, they can totally gloss over it. You don't want that headache. Just have them talk to a real person. Especially right now during COVID showings, you can have your concierge service, and what you can do is have them be a requirement to have them tell this to agents that want to see the property. You can say, I need you to fill out the PED form prior to entering the property. There's a link to it on the MLS listing. Fill it out. Those are just some prime examples of what you can do and the benefit of having that concierge service. So you want to come up here and hit no. Allow agents to request virtual apps and in person. Yeah, this is pretty much just standard stuff if you're going to have in-person showings, as long as they adhere to the protocols. Also, you have the ability to schedule virtual apps. So if maybe your client or you are in the property, if it's vacant and you have your FaceTime, you can do that as well. Default appointment mode, this is going to be appointment required. Yeah, pretty much. You can't go and show, especially right now, even if it is vacant, you can't go and show like the old days. The appointment has to be required. Allow schedule overlaps, nope, especially not today. And then share showing agent details with your clients. Probably not. You probably want to hold on to that until you see it yourself, and then you always have the option to forward it to your clients. Same with the feedback, but we'll get into that in the feedback section. So you'll see here that there's going to be notifications for my appointments, and you'll see that has email, text message, and showing voice. Email is just what it sounds like. You get an email notification. You'll get a text notification if you do that as well. And showing voice, this will be the ShowingTime actually calls you and says, such and such requested an appointment. It's been confirmed, denied, or on hold, whatever it is, whatever the case. Depending on what you want, you may not want a phone call. I know you get a million phone calls a day. So maybe just another email or a quick text message just to see what's going on and be in the loop is perfect. I used to use it with text message, and I found that the best way because it always kept me in the know and kept me up to date with what exactly is going on with my listings and my schedules. Same thing when appointments are confirmed or cancels. How do you want to be notified? Right there as well. Now you do have the option, of course, to confirm it yourself, especially if it's vacant. So there, for example, say they couldn't get a hold of your clients, then they would, like, after around 5-10 minutes, they would defer back to you and say, this is a situation, what's going on, what should we do? You have that option as well to override that. And that's what this section is right here. Confirm, decline, or cancel calls. Request feedback from showing agents. Yes. Number of times reset, number of days to reset. So this is a forced feedback, or an automated feedback system, I should say, where it asks the showing agent to, of course, leave feedback. Now this is really beneficial because it also takes it off your plate as well. And what's nice about it is you can actually directly forward the feedback from their feedback to your clients if you wanted to. I know sometimes you probably don't want to, but it's like really harsh and might seem offensive to your clients. But maybe if there was a point that needed to be made, like prior to your listing, you said, hey, it smells like smoke in the garage. We probably need to do something about it. And your clients didn't do anything about it. And then an agent mentions that there's a smoke smell in the garage. This could be a good way to reinforce that and say, look, it's not just me. These people came in with their clients and they also smelled the smoke in the garage and they don't like it. So let's do something about it. So that's a powerful tool that you can use to reinstate your recommendations to get a better showing and a better listing presentation. This comes to the buyer agents, and this is going to be pretty much the same thing at the top, but when you're the showing agent, when you're asking for requests and all that, and it's going to have all the notifications, same thing that we've gone from the top there, and pretty much by default. So this is like a two-way system. You can use it for yourself if you're buying, and you can use it for yourself when you're listing as well. It works best that way, and once you kind of get into the motion of things, it's very fast and it's very good. Again, how this could be beneficial for you: if you would imagine you're calling an agent to schedule their listing, and of course they don't pick up because they're busy, or they're out golfing, or who knows what. It's the weekend. Who knows what's going on? At least there's a showing desk concierge that you can call and have that listing scheduled without having to worry about if the agent's going to answer or what the agent's doing, or if they're sleeping in, if they're if they had a rough night partying and they haven't woken up yet. The concierge service kind of is a solution for all that ShowingTime as well. So it's a beneficial and a benefit for both ways. We're just going to get into more preferences down here, which is going to be too much of an issue. Just email and other service keys and all that. So I'm going to go back to the home page here. Again, you'll see that you can schedule showing online. Very simple. You just say there's a house you want to see, and I'm going to just run a hot sheet real quick to get an MLS number. Okay, let's just let's see what good. We'll click this one here. I'm gonna grab the MLS. And I'm just gonna plug it into the appointment center and search. There it is. Now go ahead. It's informing me that this is not accepting online appointments at this time, so I'd have to go back to the remarks and see what they're saying, how they want to request it. Now, some agents probably don't want, maybe they have their own listing office, which right here, call listing office for showings. So they're not using the showing desk, maybe they're using their own, of course, listing office, which does the same thing. But for showing desk is just all around encompassing of that. So, you just adhere and default to the listing and remarks there. But you would get what I would imagine, or what the example I'm providing. You can schedule it online via that. And if you can't, it'll give you a notification that you can't. It pulls directly from the MLS, so the information is pretty accurate, and that's how you schedule the appointments online. You can see that showings that requested for your listings and the feedback request right here. It gives you the brief overview. We're going to jump into the messaging. If you had any messages with buyers or with other agents, it'll be right here, or with the address. It'll take place, so you can have a quick spot to jump into and see what's going on. For showings, you can actually see what's been requested or what you have requested via the calendar. So you can come in here and say, did I make a showing request for that? Or did I get a showing request? I don't remember. Let me come in here and check real quick. My listings make me request. I have requested a showing card. Listing setup. This is going to be different for me, from you guys, because I am not an agent. So I don't have the correct spot to, make a listing per se. So essentially what you would do is you would come through here and find your listing on the MLS and plug that in. Actually, I wonder if I can, what happens if I do this? Yeah, it's not going to let me do that because it's already attached to the agent. But yeah, you have your MLS and go in there and set it up and program it. It's very intuitive. It's pretty much like, if you remember what we just did about the preferences for ourselves, it's pretty much the same thing, except it's going to have also a section for your clients. How do your clients want to be notified? By email, text, or phone call? Maybe just one or all three. You can have it right there. You also have another option for public remarks, and the option to, give out any important information that you want to let the concierge tell people that are showing your listing. Like the example made about the dogs, maybe there's some cats, make sure they close the door when this door, or don't open a certain door because there's cats in there. Vice versa, example, et cetera, et cetera. This is where you would set that up. And listing and setting up a listing is very intuitive. It's very simple. It goes step by step, section by section. So when you guys do it, you'll be able to do it fairly easily. You can always call me and I would help you. If you want to share your screen with me, then we can run it through together, and it'd be very simple. I used to do this all the time, so I'm pretty familiar with how the ShowingTime system works. Contacts, you would just add your contacts to your clients, buyers and or sellers. Again, it's always a good, good practice to put that in there, so you have contact information. You can always defer as to when we showed this, what did we see, et cetera, et cetera. You do have options like here for, I was mentioning earlier about feedbacks. And this is where it would take place right here. My listings and listings I've shown. So you can actually see feedback that you've left for other showings. Maybe you're a little harsh or you don't remember exactly what was going on. You have that right there. You also have the option to, change how you want it. Here's my settings for my feedback. Thanks for showing your listing. We appreciate you can offer some quick feedback. This is pretty boilerplate, but it gets, the gist of it across, the key information. You can change it yourself. You can do multiple choice, short answer. As you can see, it's pretty good. I like it. I never really edited this for the most part unless I needed to for specific instances. But you can change that if you want. You have the options for reports, so mark stats on your listings, how many agents have seen it, what's the agent activity, listing activity, and the showings you requested, all right there. And then you also have the options for help and support. Now, you have the quick start guide. They have multiple training programs on the right-hand side. Articles as well. You can jump in here and get it all checked out and get really in tune to showing desk. As you can see, it gets pretty in depth. So it'd be a good time to kind of play around with there if you have free time and check out what's going on. And then you have you can upgrade into their pro service, which I'm not too aware of, so I won't get too much into that. But I do have a question here. Let me jump into it real quick in the chat. Let me see. Do you have to pay for the text option? No, it's just automatically turned default. Let me show you here. Go back to edit my profile. It shouldn't be. Let me see. Oh, it's just off for me because I don't have my phone, I think. Let me see, phone type. Yeah, see, now I didn't have my mobile phone number plugged in there, Lachelle. So that's why my text message was blanked out. But as you can see, when I plugged it in, then it gave me the option to go ahead and do this right here. So I can check text message. But yeah, that's pretty much the basis and a brief overview of what ShowingTime does and how it's pretty simple to use. There's not a whole lot going on. There's not a lot of flair, which is nice because it just gives you the information you need to set it up once. Set it up once for the generic profile, then one setup for every listing that you do, and then it's 100% automated, which is very, very nice. Less things for you to have to worry about. But yeah, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask them right now. Or if you've used ShowingTime in the past and you'd like to kind of like give your shout out to how you liked it, you can go ahead and do that. Let's see, update all listings. But like I said, that's pretty much a brief overview. There's not much going on other than what it does. It's a pretty simple system. And once you get, once you get like your mojo with it, then you're pretty much rocking and rolling for the better. So let me know if you have any questions. You can type it in the chat, or you can, if you can unmute yourself, you can ask right there as well, and we'll help you to the best of my ability. And then, of course, this, as always, will be uploaded onto our Facebook and our YouTube page for a quick reference if you need to jump back into it and re-listen to something I have mentioned. Thank you, Lachelle, Liz, iMac. I don't know who that is. And then I think I saw Alicia was here as well. Thank you guys for joining in on this Tech Tuesday. I always love seeing your people coming in for this because it helps me know that you guys are paying attention and learning to all the free. There's so many free tools that is offered between not only Realty One Group, but also flexmls.com. So the more you learn, the more you can leverage these tools, the better agent you can be and the more service you can provide for your clients. So again, thank you so much. And I will see you next week. Oh, no, actually, you'll see you on the meeting, which is this Wednesday. Don't forget about that at 12:30 tomorrow. So take care, everybody, and hope you have a great rest of your day. Arlene is iMac. All right. Thanks, Arlene. Appreciate it. Take care.
Bye.